Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Europa Universalis IV and the Emperor expansion as we are playing with Milan. Alright, so the last episode was basically an episode of peace as we kind of, burned down aggressive expansion and built our manpower pool back up. Just looking at the map, I'm seeing that Muscovy is growing in size. They've gotten some power. Denmark has also increased their lands. And then England is been, gaining lands in Scotland and Ireland. So France has also been consolidating. And it looks like there was finally a war between France and England. We must have missed that because the French have taken several provinces from the English. Now, given that could have happened from rebellions, I suppose. But we're seeing that there's a truce with England here, so more than likely that was a conflict that I just happened to miss. So that's the situation around the world. In this episode, we will probably most likely see some conflict. That's the plan anyway. I have several countries we can attack. But before we do, we need to build up our treasury a bit because we ain't got no money. So we're just going to build this up for a couple months. Not long, guys. Again, just a couple months. Just so we have a little bit of money in. It ain't got to be a lot. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of money would work. So let's go and declare war now. So the first option would be declare war on Florence. And I think this is the one we're going to do because you'll notice that their allies in France and Venice would not be willing to support those, support their ally because Venice is in debt, like deep in debt. And then if we looked at France, they are also deep in debt, probably from their conflicts that they just happen to have. So that'd be one option. And it's probably the one that we do. And what we could do is conquer Florence, which is a very good province to have. 27 development, not bad at all. And we could maybe even gain something from Savoy. Probably not, though. I think it'd be too costly to try and take one of their provinces. I mean, aggressive expansion-wise. And then we have Genoa, would be the other option. Oops. I can't seem to click on the right thing here. We declared war on them. We'd have to fight some little countries, but for the most part, it'd be pretty easy conflict. Lucca would help us in that one as well. But yeah, overall, it would be a real easy conflict and be able to grab hold of their last province here in Italy, but just is not as good as Florence. So, but it is a market town, so it has the center of trade. So this is clearly the best place first attack, and that is where we're going to do. So let's go ahead and declare war on them. Again, I just have a problem with the button clicks. It looks like Naples would be willing to get involved, but they require land. I don't know where we'd give them land from, so we're not going to bring them in. But as far as Lucca goes, I could see us bringing them in. I don't see any reason not to. Yeah, we could use their help against Savoy, I suppose. So yeah, we'll bring them in. You know what? Actually, before we do that, let's make sure we're the first one to get there. Yeah, we don't need anybody to connect to us. Let's stop the drilling, and let's hurry up and get over here now. I don't think we can avoid a river penalty, even though... Yeah, there is no river penalty over here, so... That's right, because the city's on the other side of the river. So just get on over here, and you know what, we'll let it pass one more month. Hopefully the situation doesn't change, just to get the morale up. And also, it looks like we can now purchase an ability here with our Splendor. So finally got the 800 points. It took us long enough. So these are the options available to us. We can get a -5 unrest, which would be super helpful, considering the fact we've had continuing problems with rebels. Now, right now, we don't have any, because we kind of dealt with that issue. Aggressive expansion impact, that would be also really helpful. The transfer subjects allows transfer subject peace treaty at half cost. Then we have the improved war taxes. So war taxes would -100% reduction. So does that mean war taxes are free? That's interesting. The cavalry to infantry ratio, allowing us to have more cav if we wanted to, which we do not. Higher developed colonies. The adaptive combat terrain, 1+ combat bonus in terrain of capital, which our capital, I think, is farmland, which means that would be like super helpful in all these lands, because I mean farmland's one of the few terrains that you don't get a bonus in. And we would get that in everywhere. So essentially, the only place we wouldn't get a bonus in is grasslands, since all the other terrains in Italy all have already have a terrain bonus. So that's really useful for war. So essentially, there's just great choices here. I'm leaning towards that one there, which would help us in conflicts. The war taxes one would be nice too, it'd just make our army cheaper. And the aggressive expansion impact, and that's one we're probably going to go for because I just can't take any damn provinces because we just have so much aggressive expansion. So that's one we're going to go for so that we can expand a little bit faster than we've been going. I didn't expect it to be such an issue on this one, but yeah, I don't know if they've rebalanced it or just because it's been such a long time since I played. I don't remember aggressive expansion being as big of an issue as it has been in this one. So we could call them in here. We probably won't do that though, because again, I mean, this would allow us to get control of their provinces for cheaper, and wouldn't get as much. It would just be easier to take the provinces in the peace treaty, I should say. But this would allow them to bring Venice and England in, so obviously that would not be what we want to do. But let's bring Lucca in, and let's declare war. Yeah, I'm not seeing any problems here, so let's declare war and invade. Now they do have a fort here, so we might have to fight them there. We could always detach the minimum troops here. And let's just turn this down a notch here. Could just detach the minimum troops here, kind of reduce the amount of attrition that we would take here. Yeah, we might go ahead and go about doing that. He doesn't have any siege, the leader doesn't, so I don't think it really makes much of a difference. Well, he can reduce the attrition because of his maneuver. So, yeah, this is what we're going to do. I don't think anybody's going to attack us. Well, let me take that back. Florence is right there. There's their troops. Okay, so this is the way we're going to want to do this. We could just detach the siege. Let's see how many troops it requires to detach the siege, to actually get the siege done. So I think it's 9,000 would be the detached siege, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it looks like. So, let me just double check here. Yeah, they can siege a level 3 fort. So we could just attack with 11,000 men, and we could probably get the win. So I think that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and move into here, and then do the attack. Because remember, we do have the really good general. Now, we are going to get the river penalty. No. We will not get the river penalty. Let me take that back. So we don't even have to worry about that. They don't have the terrain bonus, but we do have lower morale. When do we arrive? The 7th of December. So we wouldn't get any more of a morale boost. And our morale is fairly low. And we can't really see what their stats are here, can we, as far as their army drill goes. Let's take a look at their general, because that'd be the other impacting. 3-2. And we're a 2-5. So they would get the fire bonus, but a very low shock bonus. We might be able to win. We might also lose. We'll try it, though. Again, because of the morale. The lower morale is what's going to hit us there. And it looks like they actually have the river crossing penalty. Interesting. Oh, because they're sieging our province. Okay. So yeah, we were able to win with very low casualties. That worked out quite nicely. And I think the big thing that I didn't factor in there is that they were going to get a river crossing penalty. So that's been knocked out. Destroyed. I think all of Florence's army is completely destroyed because we did it so quickly. So we don't need to worry about that. So we could just bring the troops over here to attack some of Savoy's lands to try and get them knocked out of the war quicker. Now, the reason why I don't detach armies very often is because it's risky. If the enemy army is larger, as we've seen in past conflicts where they're just bouncing around with very large armies, where we needed our entire army to win that conflict, if you detach your army, you can find yourself in a bad situation where they'll attack your sieging army and destroy it. And so that's one reason why I don't always do it. So we can invest in the dynamic court, but again, we did say we aren't going to do that because it's not very good. And frankly, I want to go ahead and get the continue on with the text, the admin text. We want to get this one here next. We have that 10% neighbor bonus, which might actually get greater by the time we actually do it. I'm going to go ahead and take over these provinces that are not fortified. Just get them for the war score, I suppose. Again, I don't think we'll take any provinces from them. I'll look at what the impact is. I just think it'd be too expensive on the aggressive expansion because we don't even have any claims over here or anything. I suppose we could try and form a claim against them. I suppose that would always be an option. I guess we can. This is what we'll do. We'll build a spy network here. So one thing somebody commented about is how I don't use my diplomats. They're never like doing anything. You know, we have one assigned to always be increasing relations with our allies here in the diplomatic, or actually he's not doing that anymore. Okay, I'm not entirely sure why he stopped doing that. Well, let's go ahead and assign him to that now. But yeah, like, I never know what to do with the damn, you know, any of your diplomats. When they're not increasing relations and you're not using them to build up a spy network, I never know what the hell you're supposed to do with them. Like, you know, there's not really that many options, you know, when you're not increasing relations. So that's why I don't typically do anything with them, because I don't know what they're supposed to be doing. So yeah, if you got any tips for what you typically use yours for, I'd love to hear them. You can see that Savoy's army is coming. It's 8,000 men. What we need to do is see if we can't get them to engage us somewhere where we'd get a bonus. We really don't know where they're going, so we'll just kind of like react to the direction we see them moving and see if we can't get a bonus. They'd probably come over here, I would assume. But I don't know for sure. They might be coming across the Venetian lands here. We'll just have to see. And what is this about? Naples wants military access. Well, we're going to have to decline that. We are allies with them, but I don't really want them moving over here. I don't want them to go across our lands to attack them. I'd prefer the situation to remain as it is. So they did decide to come this way. And so now they're in a bad situation. We don't want to attack them. We'd get the hills penalty. And I feel like we'd also get the river penalty. So that's just too great. Our leader obviously is much better than their leader. We can just keep them locked down here. Although I think the fort just took that province back or something. So the siege is done here. Excellent. So what should we do with them? Can we get peace now? I don't really see any reason to keep the conflict going, and really we're just trying to get this province from Florence. Now, Savoy, we probably don't have... Oh, yeah, we don't have any damn diplomats, do we? Okay, so let's just go ahead and pull our diplomat here for now. And see if they're willing to like give us anything. Just because, again, I'm kind of greedy, so if I can take anything, I will. No, they will not. All right, well, let's just try contacting Florence and seeing if we can't take their province. Probably not. They're probably not willing to give it up. Not just yet. We don't have enough war score for it. We're at negative 48, so it's going to be a while. So we could just let them sit there. Again, there's not really anything to do besides take their fortifications, and I guess we can try with this army here. And we might even go ahead and give them a leader. Why not? Let's recruit ourselves a general here, so we have a second general. And he is not great. He does have pretty good maneuver, but yeah, I mean, that does help whenever you're... And it was this fort that took it. Okay, I see. I was wondering how that fort, this fort here that was being besieged, how they took this province back. That didn't make any sense, because when a fort is being besieged, they can't flip provinces back. But of course, what happened here is that this fortification flipped that province. Makes perfect sense. So yeah, we'll come over here and attack this fort just until we can get some damn, get peace. We'll just keep on contacting them, seeing if they're willing to accept our peace offer. So we'll just keep that on there because it'll save it for us so we can always kind of take a peek at it. So we've got a regency in Savoy. Their consort is currently ruling. So their ruler died. And apparently the heir was a bit too young, 13 years old. Okay. So their army here is completely locked. They cannot get over here. They're just completely useless. We could attack them, but why take the manpower losses? I don't see any reason to do that. We can now get the admin tech, so let's go ahead and do that now. All right, excellent. And we could go ahead and make sure we get the next one as well. We have a bonus to that, and that would open up another idea group that we can be investing towards when we have extra, like maybe a military one. So we also have a national decision available, and I think this one is just a positive. National tax modifier and plus 5% missionary strength. That's not bad at all. Yeah, let's go and take that. Don't see any negative to that. We'll go ahead and enact it. So now they're leaving. We'll have to see if they decide to go around, in which case we'll attack them, same as we did with Florence's troops. They won't be able to get past this fort, so they can only siege that. That's their choice. We've locked them in to Venetian lands. I would assume... yeah, I don't see any troops, any ships that they're hopping on. Their ships are actually still over here. So I would assume that they decided to come over here and help out in the conflict against the Ottomans. You can see that Naples is again having success against the Papal States. So they've already taken 3 of their provinces. We might end up being neighbors with Naples, especially with our conquest of Florence here. Okay, an Ottoman army roaming around in our allies' territory. We look weak. Why? Do not allow petty commoners to attempt any kind of serious thought. The eyes of the world are upon us, and the world does not like what it sees. What does this have to do? Is this because we have the burghers with influence? In fact, they're the most influential of our estates. That's another thing I guess assume. We're losing prestige because of that. I was wondering if they would have any effects of that. There'd be any effects of having the burghers be the most powerful. Their fleet is now moving. I assume they're going to come up around here now. Oh, they're moving because they got kicked out. Okay. And they are going after our city now. So, let's go ahead and deal with them. I guess we can just go here. It doesn't matter where we attack from. Let's go ahead and get the win. And we keep getting this damn robber barons event. This is the 3rd time we've gotten this damn thing? Okay. I mean, it's not an entirely bad one. I mean, you're getting base production and base tax. So let's just take a look and see which one we want to get. Probably base tax. And that'll improve nobility's influence and loyalty, which we just got the event. The burghers are the most powerful, so it makes most sense to limit their power a little bit. So that's what we're going to do. And that does result in them being disloyal to us. So we're going to get all those negatives now, so that's unfortunate. But I don't think I'm willing to do anything besides maybe, summoning a diet here. Though that would increase the power of the nobility up to 50%. 51%. I don't know if there's any effects. I think they're at 60% the loyalty. I'm not entirely sure. We could probably look at this and see if it has any additional effects. It might only matter as long as they don't get up to 100%, because that's when they seize power. So we could probably declare this and it'd be fine. We ain't got any money to react to it, and I think there's a limited time to do the agenda. So we might want to wait. And it wouldn't get them up to 30%, we weren't getting the penalty anymore anyways, so yeah, I don't see any reason to worry about it. Oh yes, that's right. We're going to attack these guys. And we should get the win. We have a better general. And again, we do get the, I guess we get the river bonus. I was thinking that you only got the river bonus if they actually attacked there. Okay, see, now you can see they don't have the river bonus. Maybe what happened that time was because they were leaving. And that's why they got the river penalty. I'm not sure. But again, a very easy battle, and that was largely because our really good general. This general is ridiculously good. So that's the reason why I really wanted to get into conflict, even though, obviously we had the manpower issues and the aggressive expansion issues. But I felt like we had to get into conflict because of the fact that we had such a great general. Okay, so we almost have the siege done. I figure that we might as well finish it since we've lost men, in this siege to attrition. So might as well get it done. And then we'll be able to pretty much demand whatever we want from Savoy, and they wouldn't really be able to decline for the most part. So I figured let's make it happen, guys. I'm going to bring some troops out of here, but nothing to worry about. Yeah, we'll just finish up the siege, and then we'll end the conflict. Now, as far as what we could do at the end of this conflict here, of course, we can take provinces, but I think the aggressive expansion would get us because I don't think we burned it off enough. Just looking at what we're going to get from here, of course, they're going to accept that. And you can see that already. We're at the point where we're getting quite a bit of aggressive expansion. 34 aggressive expansion for conquering that province. That is a lot. That is quite a bit, guys. We have finished up the siege, so now we could do a treaty. So let's say we were to take one of these provinces. How bad would that get? It would be... it's not too bad. But yeah, it could be a threat. What if we did this one? Is this less? Oh, that's more. That's even worse. Alright. Yeah, I just know that it's worth the aggressive expansion, honestly. Instead, it might just be better to demand money from them. And again, to do a separate peace treaty with Savoy, I think would be the optimal option here. And what we can do is try and finally force them to be our friend by ending any treaties they have with our enemies. So we'd want them to end their alliance with Venice, end their alliance. Florence is gone, so that's irrelevant. Probably end their rivalry with Papal States, end their rivalry with us. Yes. this should allow us to finally make them friends, which I want to secure this flank. I've been trying to do this since the beginning. So a war is really the best way to do it. And yeah, this should make it so that they're essentially friends with, I mean, they could always, you know, start, you know, an alliance with somebody else that we don't want them to, but there's really no way to avoid that. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get war reparations as well. Looks like we can. We have the 96% war score, so we can get quite a few things. Could we get, no, we're not going to be able to get the transfer trade power. So yeah, we'll just get the war reparations. We can demand that they give up claims, but that would be a bit too much. I don't really care about their claims, honestly. So we'll just try and get some money off of them. Why is this not working properly? Yeah, if you shift and left mouse click, it's supposed to do it to the most they'll accept. That's strange. I'm not sure why it's not working. Okay, so 108 is what we can get from them. And so we will, because we need some money. So let's go ahead and send that demand off. And they took 8,000 casualties. We took a total of 4,900 casualties, most of that from attrition. All right, so now we can try and make friends with them. You know, obviously, they probably wouldn't do it right now because we're at war. But I think once we're out of war, I think they will be willing to make an alliance with us. It's not impossible. We'll see. So let's go ahead and bring our troops back home. And then let's go ahead and make peace with Florence. Oh, I'm trying to click on myself, that's why. Oh, we got to get our diplomat back. Okay, let's go ahead and sue for peace. And again, we're just going to take control of their province and take any money they have. Again, this is all going to cause inflation, but that's fine. So they take total casualties of their side was 16,000, while the total casualties of our side was 6,300. So not bad at all. Pretty good conflict, I think. So we have a fort there. Do we want to keep the fort there? I almost feel like the fort here, it's only covering 2 provinces. This one covers all these forts here. This is why I keep this one here so you can easily see how this looks. So like we don't need a fort here and a fort here essentially. But they also do control access to our territory. So I think we might get rid of the fort there for now. Yeah, I almost want to get rid of the fort there. Though again, this does also control access if like France was to invade us. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I kind of think on this. See how the best way to do this. For right now, we're going to turn off all the forts. I think there's actually a button in the military screen to mothball all forts. Yes. So there's a button, so we could have done it that way. All right, so let's go and core this territory that we just took and bring in our troops back home. And I'm going to see if we can't get an alliance with them. They would be willing to do an alliance. All we need is our diplomat back. And also we have to wait until the 26th of August. So yeah, we're going to do an alliance with them. I'm excited because I've been trying to get an alliance with them from the beginning of the game. We'll get a little bit more manpower as well. So we actually have about the same amount of manpower that we started that conflict with. So we're doing really good. The only problem right now is, of course, aggressive expansion. That damn thing we got had barely any effect. I know it was only 10% aggressive expansion impact, but I thought it'd be a little bit better than that, but yeah, it wasn't great. So let's go ahead and continue drilling our troops, get them back up, and again, we're always trying to get that professionalism up. As far as, I think we will go ahead and actually first drill over here, so that we're ticking that down. And if we see a rebellion actually happening, then we'll have to make an adjustment there. So we can't get the military tech, so we will. Staying on par with the military techs, so doing very good on that front, which is why I think with the next idea group we would want to get a military one. That's what I'm thinking. Alright, so yeah, we should hopefully tick this down a bit so the rebellion will be a little bit less likely. Looks like that as of right now it's 9.3 years away. Now it's 18.5. So yeah, made a big impact there. We do have all that money, and I think we should go ahead and do an agenda. We need to increase the loyalty of the burghers, and this would be just enough. So let's go ahead and do that, and that would reduce those penalties we're facing. And let's take a look and see which option we want to go with. So the clergy wants us to build another church. Again, it's definitely worth it when you get that base tax, I feel. And then we have expand into Switzerland. So what exactly do they want us to do here? They just want us to take one of the Swedish provinces. Okay, and that'd gain us some admin power. And then the burghers want us to increase production. So if we get base production up, then it'll give us money. Okay, I don't see any. Yeah, I don't think we'll do that. How far would we have to increase it? Just curious here. We'd have to increase by 2, so that'd be like, yeah. I mean, you're trading like 90-something diplo power for 60 ducats. So not a good trade. I think we'll do this one here to get the base tax. And that would increase it up to 7. Get it up to 17. So yeah, we'll continue doing the proposals of the clergy. Again, I am trying to be friends with the clergy. So it's going to get a church here, and that'll also earn us more money. Though not a ton. It's a little bit. It does take a very long time to pay itself off, and you're getting 0.20 extra per month. That does take a considerable amount of time to be able to pay off the actual cost to it. So the way the buildings work in this game is that they're determined, how many buildings you can get is largely determined by the development. So the more development you have, the more buildings you can get in the province. And what I typically find is there are certain buildings in this game that just are not very useful. Again, we're just going to use caution here for that 10 diplomatic power. I'm surprised that we continue to see, after all of the many expansions in this game, we continue to see the same events over and over and over again. So I'm a little bit surprised by that. You would think that would no longer be an issue in the game. That you'd have a very diverse number of events. We should probably start building that navy up, man. Yeah, we could also build more troops if we wanted to, too, so if we look more powerful, we could get a couple more units. But I've been saying that we're going to build ships for a long time. We can have up to 14 ships, and so we will. We are going to build trade ships, more than likely, to get more money. So let's go ahead and build some, maybe, I don't know how many we can get. I don't know how much money this is costing us. It looks like we can get about, 4 trade ships, so we will. We'll get 4 trade ships with the goal of probably getting like 5 out there. I'll show you guys how trade ships work. So you can see the Ottomans are just conquering the Venetians and every province they have now. Venice is in such a crappy position. And now they're going over to conquer Savoy. Now, somebody told me that they wouldn't actually take this territory here simply due to the fact, and you know what, we could have built, I forgot we had another port here, so we could have built ships over there as well. But that the Ottomans wouldn't take their provinces because the quarrying costs would be too high. It would take too, because of the distance. So it'd just take too much. You can see that the Pope is back in the Empire, excuse me. I guess he left for a while, but now Naples has control of a lot of Italy. So Naples is, now with the Venetians being defeated, I feel like Naples is now the #1 power in Italy. So that's a problem. Also, we now have our ally here, and I think that might have been what finally resulted in them declaring us a rival, because I want to say they're rivals with them. Yeah. So I think that's what finally resulted in them declaring us a rival. We rivaled them, of course, first. So that also had a little bit of impact. But as you see, it didn't result in them rivaling us until after we allied them, which Savoy is having some problems. They've got some rebels here. And the question is, do we want to help them or not? Looks like the war between Venice and the Ottomans is over. Let's see what they got. But first, we did complete the state agenda here. So we got more base tax there. Very, very nice. So let's go and take a look and see what happened in this peace treaty. So the Venetians had to cede 1, 2, 3, 4 provinces to the Ottomans. Much of those up along here. There's one of the islands they seized, or they gave to them. And yeah, then an additional province there. Venice will renounce their claims. Venice will give 10% of their income every month. Did they force them to end any treaties? That's what I really want to know. 460 ducats, good God. That's a lot. Okay, so Venice is not doing well. And remember, Venice is also our rival. So that's good. We're very pleased with that. So the Venetians are going to have a lot less power. I kind of feel like they might have less power than us at this point. I'm not entirely sure. There is somewhere where to see their total... Oh, and something happened over here. So Castile is now having a golden era, and we got our core. So what I wanted to see is how we compare. I don't remember where that. I could have swore you could see that somewhere. I know you can see that somewhere actually. I don't think you have to go. I sure hope you don't have to go into the. You might go into the ledger to see this. I'm trying to see like exactly what their total development is. I could have swore you could see that in here because that's pretty important for determining power, but apparently you can't. Okay, that's surprising because I thought you could. So what we'll do is take a look in the ledger. I haven't showed this ledger in this series. So the ledger is where you get information from. Lots and lots of information. Pretty much everything you might want to know can be found in the ledger. So with the country, we want to look at their total development, and I think there's like a thing that ranks them. I think you just do it in here, and then it's right here. Yeah, here we go. So you can see this is where we rank in the whole world. So we're becoming quite the power. And you'll also notice that we actually have more power now at this point than Naples. And I think a big part of that is because we took Florence. That was huge for us. So yeah, we are actually more powerful than Naples just as far as development goes. And you'll notice that we are also more powerful than the Venetians, which that wasn't the case before. Again, our victory in Florence was big, but their loss is another factor as well. So yeah, technically, when it comes to development, we're the most powerful country in Italy. We've done it. We've become the power of Italy. So now the problem is that we're allied to the second most powerful one. We are going to turn this into a state, and we would want to go ahead and core that as well. All this is keeping us, unfortunately, from getting that tech, the admin tech. Who went bankrupt? Venice did. Any damn money. That cost them so much money, that conflict. That was really bad for them. Did not go well at all. That's what we want to see. We want to see our allies struggling, or excuse me, our rivals struggling. Y'all know what I meant. And now the Hungarians are taking advantage of the situation to go seize Venetian lands. This is the period when we really want to declare war on Venice, but man, there's no point. We got so much aggressive expansion, we can't take anything without causing issues for ourselves. So let's take a look and see what all this is about. So they want access? Yes, I accept. Oh, well, I didn't really want them access, actually. You know, we're going to just deny all this. I forgot. I want to keep these guys weak. And who is Savoy at war with? Nobody. They just want to come through our lands. Why accept that? They're our ally. We're trying to be friends with them. So they don't have to go all the way around here. I'm sure that's a pain in the butt. And yeah, I want to keep this flank secure so that we can go into Venice. And that's who we're going to be focusing on from here on out, is their destruction. Now, we could, of course, attack. We have the Italian wars. Wars come to Italy. These are not the civilized skirmishes to which the Italians are accustomed, but war as practiced by the battle-hardened enemies of the Hungarians. For some Italians, the horrors of war offer financial opportunity, and so on and so on. Mercenaries. So we'll talk about the Italian wars in the next episode, when I was going to talk about our heir, Ludovico, because I named him after the historical Ludovico, who played a very large role in the Italian wars. So we'll talk about Ludovico and the Italian wars in the next episode, which I think is more fitting because it'll actually be around the time period when the Italian War started, which was in the 1490s, and also will be closer to him becoming the actual Duke here, because she is 48 years old. So I think next episode he very well might take over. And unfortunately, the Hungarians did come over and destroy them. That's a bummer. And the French want military access, and we're going to tell them no. Because we are not Ludovico, so we are not going to give him military access, because that would be stupid. That's exactly what Ludovico did. Again, I won't get into it too much. We'll talk about it then. We'll go into we'll have another little historical section, maybe 5 minutes or so. We'll discuss all of that. So our advisor has died. Also, Royal Marriage offer from Savoy will accept that. So we need to get a new advisor, because I want to keep, again, we got to keep the admin power up. So we do have the money to afford some pretty decent advisors right now, but we don't have the money to actually pay their initial cost. What we might do, because I kind of want to get him. I think we're just gonna wait until we get the money for that. I mean, we need like 1 more gold, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, so we're gonna wait for that, and we'll get him. National arrest would be useful, but I feel like, these 93 years until they're gonna rebel. That's just not a problem. So yeah, oops, not him. That's the guy I just said I wasn't gonna get. We're gonna get him. Get that production efficiency. And we could even maybe get a level 2 guy so we can start building up the military power here. If I was going to get the other idea group, we could get the reinforced speed guy here. Would be one option. We'll just take the used caution here. But again, we do still have to get the tech. That's still a little ways. before we'll get that, because it is going to cost us. So just take a look, 490. So it's going to take us some time. We're only getting the 5% neighbor bonus now for that. We will actually probably get the diplomatic tech before then. Marital bliss. Okay, so the Prince Consort is a constant companion and good advisor in his own right. So what is this asking here? Today, seems very pleased, announces families decided to show his support for the throne and for the Union, Katerina I. Okay, so may this union bring benefits to us both. We will gain a level 2 trader, plus 10% efficiency, who is 50% cheaper. I like that. Or gain 5 prestige, and by refusing help, we avoid increasing expectations. Oh, okay. So, you know, our spouse's family would want some stuff. It does say right there that his family will consider us to be in their debt. I mean, we have no idea what they might end up asking us. Now that I think about it, they could end up asking us something really bad. And I don't really need a level 2 trader, honestly. I mean, it's always nice to have the trade efficiency, but, you know, I think the trader is a diplomatic advisor, which we're not even employing right now. Let me just take a look and see what we have available here anyways. Yeah, nothing really all that good. Yeah, he is a diplomatic advisor. Get it for a little bit cheaper, but you know what? Let's just take the prestige, guys. I just thought about the fact that, like, who knows what they could ask. They could ask any number of things that I don't want to give them. So yeah, we'll be cautious with that. So what did the Hungarians demand of them? To annul all treaties with Venice. Well, would you look at that? That's mostly advantageous to us, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not, because they're allied with the Papal States. That's right. I knew that. All right, so I guess we'll go and get the next tech here. It's going to get us... oh, yes, I forgot we had the ships as well. We need to get those guys out there. So, yeah, we'll get the next tech here. And we are still building a ship there. Let's go ahead and build probably like one more... And what are we trying to build? Trying to build the light ships here. We'll build it over here. And then let's go ahead and merge the ships that are here. And then we're going to set them up to do a trade, protect trade mission. So the way this works is light ships are your trade ships. And they, I think you can see this when you, I have to deselect this real quick. When you hover over the ship, you can see how much trade power they give. So they give 2 trade power in any trade node where they are assigned to. So if we select them to do a trade mission, where would we want them to do it anyway? I guess we'd try and increase our own trade here because this one's worth more money at this point. So we should probably send them here. And so we'll assign them to protect the trade node of Genoa, and I should start going on that. And there is a option here to have them avoid enemy fleets, so we do want to set them to do that. I think, or do you do it here? Huh. Yeah, this is all new stuff here. Yeah, this is all different. Repair threshold, yeah, that's kind of nice. That's like something you have in Hoi 4. So they're still trying to evade enemies. Okay. There was a button that you clicked on to have them go, here we go. This is the one I was looking for, not that one. Okay, so I just clicked the wrong button. This one here results in them going back to port whenever you go to war. And that's what we want them to do, because otherwise they'll just get sunk. So we'll have to select them to do the mission again. And so let's have them protect trade in Genoa. And that increases our trade power there. That's what they do. And that'll give us more trade power and basically a higher percentage of the wealth there. So if you guys saw before, we were at 27%. Now we're at 28%. And that's just for 2 trade ships. We're going to assign more. We're going to build, I think, 5 for right now. That's how many we have building. And so as soon as we get those, we'll send them out there and get them helping us out. Okay, so good times for Milan right now. Again, we got to burn off that damn aggressive expansion. We can take a look at, like, I mean, really there's not a whole lot of countries that we have to worry about when it comes to aggressive expansion, actually, because it mostly affects your neighbors more than anything else. And all of our neighbors or friends are already enemies, and we don't really care if they join a coalition against us, honestly. So we can now invest in that, but of course we're still waiting to get the Renaissance thought. So wait. Could have swear there's something else I was going to do. Apparently it wasn't that important. And god damn it, more raiders here. So yeah, they're coming over here and raiding us. I think you can maybe is it hunt? Maybe the hunt pirate mission or something like that that you can do. Of course, the privateering. Send a fleet to hunt down pirates would reduce the efficiency of private. Okay, so that's only for privateers. Yeah, I don't know if that does anything. I don't know if there's any way to stop like these countries down here from raiding you. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe if you built that one new building, perhaps? I don't know if that would have an effect. Where is that? Coastal. No, doesn't look like it does have an effect. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to know if there's any way to stop those. I can't recall if there is or not. So what we want to do is go ahead and set these guys up again to do the protect trade, and we'll do it in the same location, and they will merge with that fleet, which is very nice. That's an awesome feature that they did that, because you used to have, if you did it that way, you just have like 1, 2, 3 ships kind of roaming all around, all independently. But you'll see they do merge now, which is really cool. They added that a while ago, but very nice feature that I like. I like it. About to get the 4th ship done, so that should continue to increase our trade power. Now, there is a point where doing this is just not beneficial anymore, where you just don't get as much for each ship, because you got to remember you're always, and I should have shown what that was. I don't know if that was involving Venice, but look at Venice, man. Venice is all beat up. But you do have to consider the fact that, you know, as you increase the trade power there, the total trade power, then every little point in trade power becomes worth less. So it's one thing to consider. But yeah, we're at 24% right now. We are collecting 5.96 of that money. So I mean, it's not like a lot, but you know, it's more than production, but less than taxation. Ooh, okay, hold up, we got some stuff happening here. It looks like we got a call to arms because Austria declared war upon Switzerland. Okay, so this is the war they have started. Would join as a regular ally. It'll be twice as expensive for the enemy to take our provinces, but we will not be able to call in our own allies, and we will have to accept this. I mean, there's really no way around that. So it's probably the penalty of kind of being a, you know, an ally of Austria. Let's take a look at what all this is about. So we've been informed that Switzerland was spying on us, and they did get a claim here, so they might have tried to cause conflict with us any damn way. Is there anything else we need to be aware of? France entering an alliance with our ally. Ooh, man, look at Savoy. They're in a terrible position. Yeah, that's not great. Not great for them. This could result in the royal marriage being ended, but it won't result in the alliance being ended, so I don't care. So let's go ahead and accept this, of course. We have no choice in the matter. And we're going to want to go ahead and... Oh, yeah, let's go and get this first. And that means that we will now be able to start investing in a military ideal group, because that's exactly what we're going to get. So let's go ahead and open this up. We won't quite have enough military power to invest in it initially. Looking at the different choices here, again, I don't think we're going to go with quantity or quality. I'm leaning towards offensive or defensive is the one we're going to go, and I think it's a clear choice. Offensive would be the best option for us. If you're looking at defensive here, army tradition from battles, it's, you know, helpful in the long run, I suppose, but yeah, not the greatest option here. Morale of armies is nice, but of course, you know, while most battles do end up being won by whoever has the most morale, that also results in you taking more casualties, especially in defeats, because your troops stick around longer and take more damage. Land leader maneuver, that's probably one of the less useful, you know, leader traits. And it does have its use. It makes your army move faster. In addition to that, you take less attrition. So it is a useful one, but probably not as useful as the other ones. Land maintenance modifier, that's great. Your army's cheaper, but 5% is not a lot. Fort maintenance, again, that's useful. Forts are expensive. So, you know, earns you some money. Fort defense, you know, you know, your forts stick around longer. You know, there's that. The reinforce speed, that's very, very good. I like that. Land attrition, another really good one. You see that the back ones are the most helpful here, and the attrition for enemies, that helps too, reduce their manpower. But you know, you look at offensive, land leader shock, you know, way better than maneuverability. Recruitment time, you know, that's helpful, I suppose. It doesn't typically take too long to recruit troops though. Land leader fire, you know, you're getting both essentially compared to the maneuver. The prestige in land battles, you know, I'm about on par with the tradition from battles in a way. Prestige, again, is great to have. While tradition is great to have too for leaders, I'd say it's slightly better though, maybe prestige is, I think. Siege ability, that's awesome. I found that way more useful than your fort sticking around longer, because you typically winning the wars, getting the damn sieges done. Land force limit modifier, obviously helpful for a smaller country. Then discipline plus 5% is great. Discipline's always good. The key thing with discipline is that it increases the amount of damage that your units do. I think it might also, or it used to, I don't know if it still does, impact the amount of damage that your units take. The main thing that really affects the amount of damage your units take is something you get from tech. But we also get as a finisher, the recover army morale speed, which is a small modifier, but helpful. It allows you to get in a battle sooner after you have finished a battle. So just a great idea group. Fantastic, and you can kind of see how it'd be better than defensive in our particular situations. That's what we're going to go for. So let's go to get that. Again, we don't quite have enough to get the first modifier here, and that, of course, only helps us with future leaders. So future leaders have that 1+. So it won't affect any current leaders that we have. So we've got that knocked out, and then the thing I was talking about here is I couldn't remember the name. I think it's tactics, perhaps? Yeah, military tactics. That's one of the key things that kind of reduces the amount of damage that you take. So we're now at war with these guys. We need to bring our troops over there. Let's get them moving now, and we'll invade into here. I doubt they'll give us anything, but we'll try and get something. We'll at least attack this province and get possession of it. And we don't want to attack while there's troops there, because it is into a mountain, which, yeah, just let them. Let's let the Austrians fight them. Though the Austrians might come over here and take the damn province from us. Merchants worried about lack of protection. Okay, so we've gotten this event before, and we will get that mercantilism up. I think we're starting to get it up there. I mean, I think we're at 14% or something like that. 14 maybe. Where's it at? I thought it was in here. Maybe not. It's in trade, actually. It's at 12%. Huh. Okay, well, that's what it does, if you're curious exactly what mercantilism does. I thought we were at a higher level than we actually are. I'm not sure why I thought we were at 14%. I thought we had gotten several events regarding this. Can we get there before then? That's the question, where we would get the modifier. We would, and I think we get the modifier if it's not a fort. Oh, I could be wrong. Whatever, we outnumber them vastly, so it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, we'll see. It looks like they're going to go to our province now. Okay, well, that's fine. Is there a fort that's going to take this back from us? There is. Damn it. All right. So what we're going to want to do... What level fort is this? It's a 3,000 level fort, so if we try and siege that down, we would need 11,000 men. Or excuse me, 9,000 men. So let's just split this off, because I don't think it'll work trying to split it off here, because they're just going to try and do this one fort, or this one non-fortified provinces, which is only 1,000 men. So I'm pretty sure if we detach the leader, then it would just drop 1,000 men. So let's go ahead and split the army. Well, not in half. That's not quite how we want to do it. We're just going to have to create a new unit, frankly. And we'll probably give them 2 cav units here. And then the crappiest of the infantry. The ones that add the least amount of army drill, I mean. And again, we're trying to get up to like 9,000 here, so I think we have to give them like 7,000 infantry. There we go. So we're going to bring these guys. We're going to let them stay there, actually. And then let's see how we want to do this. Can we get there before them? They are locked. It doesn't look like we'd beat them there. So... Again, I guess we'll find out. We'll find out if we get the penalty or not. So yeah, we do get the penalty, even though it's ours. So that only applies if it's a fort. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure, though. Thought it was good to experiment. So yeah, we took probably maybe 100 more casualties than we would have. It wasn't that big of a deal. But good to know. All right, so we'll let them siege this down, then they'll move to the fortification. Maybe. It looks like Austria is going to get there first. I don't think I'll be able to get there before them. No. Okay, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, it's a real shame. I don't think we'll get anything out of this now. I have to wait till they get there. And are they going to stay there? They are going to stay there. Okay. We'll go and attack the unfortified provinces around the area if we can. We can only attack that one without having to wrap all the way around here. So yeah, we'll attack all these unfortified areas to try and get our own contribution up in the hope that they'll give me something. Now, they don't have to, though, because they just use their favors with us to get us into the conflict. They didn't promise us any land, which if they promise you land, I find that the AI typically grants it to you. So we have plague. Oh, no. So we can say we have to do something, which costs a bit of money, or we could not. We can say there's nothing we can do. We will pay the money. So yeah, we're just trying to seize what we can. And it looks like Hungarians... Oh, okay, that's right. I forgot they're still at war with Venice. I was thinking they had ended the war, but that's right. They just conquered here. So everybody's getting involved in Italy now, man. Everybody. Italian wars have begun. So I guess we'll just go around here and conquer all this territory, though. The French might be doing that. Nope. French just coming through here. Who are the French at war with? Just curious. And you can see that they've already annexed most of their vassals already. They're at war with Burgundy, but who else? Like, who are they attacking? Okay. I don't know who that C-I-L-L-I? Cile? I'm not entirely sure who's that. Is this them? Oh, that's them right there. Okay, that must be a new tag. I don't think I've ever seen them in EU4 before. So we got an epic art produced. Revel in its glory. So yeah, we'll seize these provinces in the hope they'll give me something. They might not. I don't expect them to give me anything. We can hope, though. The levy. In time, many of the everyday occurrences in the life of our duchess and her predecessors become the subject of ceremony. Okay, this is about being able to attend the bedrooms of the rulers. Okay. So let's see what we want to do here. We can keep it at a modest level. Nobody in the state will lose loyalty. They don't like that. We can have an elaborate and lengthy ceremony for the most influential. Something along the lines of what France developed. In that case, it's going to cost us money. It's inexpensive. It's going to cost a lot of money, and then plus we're going to lose taxes. Tax money is going to have to pay for this elaborate court life. But we'll get more prestige, and we'll have more possible advisors, and the nobles will like it. And they'll lose influence, because this is one way to control the nobility. Because they're over here clamoring who gets to put the king's socks on instead of trying to rebel against the king. Then we have no need of such things, in which case we lose prestige, and the nobles aren't too happy about that. This is pretty expensive, man. Quite expensive, and frankly, I'm not at all worried about the nobles. So you know what, guys? Let's just say we'll keep it at a modest level, lose some loyalty. They're pretty happy with us anyway. And we can now invest in the offensive ideas, which is going to give us that land leader shock, so super helpful. I was going to get a new leader, wasn't I? Did I already do that? I did not do that. Once we take it here, I think we're going to go and get ourselves a new leader. I could have swore we had done that. Maybe, we did. But that's right. This is a new army. So yeah, we should have assigned him there. Let's go after this province again, just trying to get our participation up in the hope that they'll give me that province. That's what I want. I want them to give that to me. I think we have a claim there. We do not. Well, it would be good to form a claim, and we have a free diplomat, so let's go and do that. We can also try and do a separate piece, though I don't think Austria would be too happy about that. And because we have no forts under our control, they probably wouldn't agree to it anyways. Alright, so I think we've gotten control of all the provinces we can get, with the exception of this one here that is currently being defended. So we could attack them. It's in the plains. There's no rivers. But do we want to send this cruddy unit over there? I think we should just send the whole army and just get control of this. How would we get over there? Oh, we can't get over there because of the fort. Okay, so there's no point in even trying. Alright, well, never mind then. We'll just keep these guys here to protect our lands that we've gained. Yeah, we'll just keep these guys here for now. So they can't come over here and reoccupy this territory. Yes, you know what, guys? We should go ahead and do another diet as well. If we can. We cannot until October, so we'll wait. And we'll keep that money, again, so we can build like a church and get a base tax. That's really helpful to do. Just getting that free base tax pumping up. Yeah, that's really nice. You know what we should really do? Well, I don't know what we'd use it for. Yeah, I was going to say, we could. We're just not close enough. Let's say if we can get our development up to 30, remember guys, that does get us more splendor. But I don't think we have enough points at this moment, so no point. We'll just wait. We'll just wait, because that's the only real reason why I'm doing it. I mean, there's really no reason to, like, develop your provinces with power just because it's, power's so hard to get as it is. That you really shouldn't do it unless you have, extra power. All right, so you can see that Austria has taken that territory. I assume Austria is probably going to take some land here. And Savoy has changed their main trading city. Okay. So Venice not doing well over here. They've lost control of most of their provinces. Venice is in a rough time right now. It's not going well for them. Not at all. We did pass through August here. So let's go ahead and get the agenda going. And I think this is going to be the last thing that we do here in the episode. Proposal to the clergy is, what is it? Increased tax income. Okay. So that's probably not something we want to do. We'd have to get up to 7, so we'd have to pump it in, up the development by 2 just to get prestige. Yeah, not going to do that. Befriend Venice's rivals. So they want us to get opinion with the Hungarians up, and that would get us loyalty with the nobles and a level 2 diplomat, which would be cheaper. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Increase production here. Let me get us some money. They've asked us to do this several times. Let's just take a look and see how much we'd increase it by 8. Yeah, we're not going to do that, guys. I mean, we could do it. We do have the power to do it. And that's just a little bit of money. Again, I don't feel like it's worth the power. So yeah, let's do the noble one. Those ones are easy to do. So let's just send a... Well, we're building a spy network here, so... We'd have to pull... We don't have very many diplomats. I'm just kind of realizing that our diplomat situation isn't great. So we'll have to pull the diplomat from here. Maybe this is what happened last time. And why I didn't have a diplomat assigned there. And then we'll increase relations with the Hungarians to complete that objective, which is relation actions. Okay. So that is where we're going to leave it off. I suppose we could construct a building if we wanted to. A lot of options available. If we just wanted some money, then we could build it. I mean, really, the marketplace is not going to get us any trade power for the most part. There's a little bit there to be had in Florence. I suppose we could justify building it there. Building the workshop, a little bit of money that we can get in our capital, but again, not a lot. With the taxes, yeah, there's not really anything to be had here. It's better off just building the workshop in that case. Seeing if there are, of course, the manufactories, which they have these additional types now. Here, we can get more sailors, more attrition for enemies. That's kind of cool. So that'd be an option. And then, of course, we have the manpower from the barracks, which I think was what we're going to build in our capital. It's 1,000 manpower. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So we should probably build more units and ships with our money now. We got good manpower sitting there. And we have some sailors as well, so I think that might be what we do next episode. For now, we're going to end this off here. I hope you guys did enjoy it. We're definitely becoming a lot more powerful in Italy. And we're paying for all these forts we don't need to pay for, so we could probably stop paying for those. There's nobody that's really threatening us in this area. We'll keep the capital fortified, though. That'll earn us a bit more money, too. But yeah, if you did enjoy the episode, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I do hope to see you guys on the next episode, and thanks for watching.